So it seems to be a common goal and a current thing. I put up a survey a few weeks ago and I got a lot of people saying that they want to make $2,000 per month, and we'll cover exactly that today. That can be a very good supplement to your full-time job. What's up guys, welcome back to another video. So yeah, that seems to be a common theme. How to make $2,000 per month from trading. I get a lot of email about that and a couple of comments from different people. I want to cover that today. I'll go through step by step everything you should do, everything I would do myself if I were to start from scratch. And as always, let's not talk about the obvious. I think there's way too many videos either on my channel or on YouTube about the simple stuff. The fact that you need a strategy, you need to be able to trade, you need to be able to test stuff. So that's given, like you need to understand this from the start. I'll put some videos below on how to understand that. But today I want to cover this step-by-step thing that pretty much no one talks about. How you can make, and this is going to work for whatever level of income you want to make. Whether it's going to be $2,000 per month, $5,000, $10,000 eventually. Or at the end I'll have a series of templates and something you can use to organize yourself to ensure you reach your goal of making $2,000 per month. But now when we think about this goal of $2,000 per month and pretty much any money amount you want to have per month, you need to understand that this is what we would call an outcome goal. A goal at the end, a result you want to reach. And outcome goals are good to motivate yourself, to have something to look forward to, but they're not how you succeed in life. You cannot just say, I want to make $2,000 per month, and eventually click, you get the money. That's not really how things work in life. But if you really want to achieve your goals, you need to go through a process. This definitely won't be the first time I say this. Now the question is, how do you get this outcome goal to being a process goal or something you're going to work on daily? The very first step is you need to understand where you're at. Like this is going to depend. I cannot do a video for like every single person. That will take way too much of my time. But at the same time, you need to understand for yourself where you are at. What is your level? Did you learn something in the past? Are you brand new? Did you have to learn everything right now? Or did you have some steps you took along the path already? So that's going to depend for everyone. But pick where you're at. For this video, I'll just assume that you're kind of a beginner and you're starting from, let's say, scratch. So here's what you need to work on. 3 parts, and we've talked about those again a couple of times. Trading strategy, money management, and your psychology or your mindset. If you can master these 3 parts, which is going to be done not all at once, but through time, then you're setting up yourself for a big success. That's going to happen eventually for sure. As a very first step, I would work on your money management, and I would ensure that you spend your money on the right things. Things that can help you move forward, can help you become better, and not on things that will last only one time or that you will lose your money on. Like buying a car is not as good as buying a training or hiring a coach, because the car doesn't have too much revenue over time. It for sure won't help you make more money. And that's why you want to be very careful on what you spend your money on and ensuring that you make the most of it. Now, I don't want to be the guy who's going to say like spend money on this, not that, because you need to spend money on like what you prefer and what you value, and that's also important. But in the beginning, make sure that you are smart about it, that you invest in yourself, because I've seen very few traders getting from $0 to $2,000 per month in trading without spending any money on themselves or softwares or program or things that will have a return on investment. But when it comes to educating yourself, this is very important, and I'll probably do a video about that in the future. But depending on your situation and the level of income you have to spend, you could either spend on books, they're gonna help, probably, or you can spend money on courses, mentors, and eventually building relationships, which is, I think, the biggest predictor of your success. If you spend part of your money you earn today on building those relationships with different traders, with mentors, with simply investors, could play a big part in your success. That might mean inviting people for lunch, talking to people, going to events, and this in my opinion will always give a better return on investment than simply courses or books. And that's pretty much the reason why, as part of the Desire Trade Academy, the whole thing's included: courses, mentors, and relationship with other traders. You definitely need all 3 to succeed, and you can only go with one. So these things should all be process goals. Things like developing your money management, developing your strategy, developing your psychology, taking a course on psychology, taking a course on money management, working with a mentor for a specific goal. They should all be part of your process goals that you go through every month. And keep in mind, it's very good to start something, but it's even better to complete something. Complete your mentorship program, complete your course, complete the book you read. Because I see a lot of people start a lot of things. They have all these great ideas and stuff, but they don't complete, and they never follow through on the mentor they take, the courses they buy, and that's gonna make it much harder to succeed. Because you're gonna feel like you're on a different place at the same time, and you cannot really move forward when that happens. Now, here's a big problem though with goals. When I set goals, I have all these great goals that I have. I want to do this by X time. I want to do this by X date. I want to achieve this part before the end of the year. I want to do this and reach that before this. But here's the thing, things rarely go as you expect them to go. They might go well sometimes, and that's nice, but most of the time we have to reevaluate. And that's why every month through your process goal that you set, you should reevaluate what happens and what you need to work on, what you need to correct, what needs to be adjusted on your plan. Because things will always have to be adjusted, things will always have to change. So make it a duty and a habit every month to review your past month, go back on what went well, what you need to adjust, what maybe you learned that you need to do before the next part that you scheduled to do. And that, I'm telling you, is going to make a big difference. So now I think we've covered kind of the basics. Now, as I promised in the beginning, I thought I will give you guys a better framework to do this, because this can be very hard to do by yourself. It took me years to understand how to process things, how to organize my stuff, and how to make sure I would follow through on my yearly goals, monthly goals, and stuff. So I decided to organize all of this process into kind of a framework. And you guys might have heard part of it, you might have grabbed a few templates I gave in the past, but it's really important to organize them into a complete framework. So once you understand what you need to work on to reach your goal, the next part will be to organize those properly. And people talk sometimes about making a business plan, creating a trading strategy, but this kind of lacks a continuity and a process into all of this. So the way I've been able to grow myself in the past is I started with a growth plan, something I wanted to work on precisely. What did I want to achieve by the end of the year, by the end of the next 90 days, and by the end of every month? The purpose of that is to ensure that you're going to have things that you will work on and things that you're going to follow through on, and kind of break them down between months to make sure that you don't only look at the big picture, like the end of the year, this big goal and this outcome goal, because this can be really intimidating. Like telling yourself that you want to have a clear, profitable trading strategy by the end of the year can be kind of a big step, and you don't really know like where to go. You're kind of confused and stuff. And so that's why breaking it down into different parts is really useful. So I came up with this one-page growth plan that you can use. It's pretty useful, or you can just make your own, it's totally fine. Link for that's going to be below, of course. And that's just going to make it way easier for you to set up your things properly. Now with that in mind, the next part you need to go through, and this is going to be to make it even more solid, is a full-time trading business plan. Now, whenever you start a business, you need to create a business plan. Whenever you go trading full-time, you need to create what we will call a full-time trading business plan, which is going to take into account all the finances, all the goals you have, all the steps you have to go through, all the people you're going to reach out to, your team that's going to help you move forward. And there's a bunch of other different things. I'll put the link to a video below on that topic we did with Mandy a few months ago on how to create your full-time trading business plan. And a lot of people are starting to do business plan, they kind of fail because they stop, they don't want to do it. But completing that, I'm telling you, is going to make sure that you take things in a realistic manner and you do things you need to do to be able to get to your ultimate goal of trading full-time. And eventually after that, you want to modify it, tweak it a little bit to grow as a full-time trader. And that is really important. Along with that, part of your growth plan and trading business plan is going to be your strategy, like what you trade. And that's why the one-page trading plan is what I've been using for my strategies for a very long time. I write down everything that I trade, all strategies I have, they're written down on a paper like this, and I simply execute on them. It's kind of a checklist for myself to be able to look at every time I trade. And I've greatly reduced the number of mistakes I make trading now, because I'll clearly have on paper what I have to trade, and it allowed me to simplify a lot of things. The goal, of course, eventually is to come up with multiple of them that will refer back to your growth trading plan and things you have to work on. And then you can just build this up and keep track of whatever you've worked on, whatever you've achieved, and what's in between, what your finances should look like, what your goals are, what your vision is, and all that stuff in between. Hope that makes sense. That's how I've been keeping myself organized the past few years. I didn't have this like fancy template that you guys have access to, of course. I did everything myself, but it still worked well on paper. And I created this template for you guys to use if you want to use them. It's all gonna be linked below. Basically, you get a package with the one-page growth plan and the one-page trading plan. The full-time trading business plan is available in the academy, and I cannot make it public because I didn't create it myself. It's from someone else, and it's kind of tricky to make it available, but you can create your own on yourself, or just grab the one in the academy, up to you. But just having those three will make the process way easier, and you're gonna be top-notch organized, like above 95%, even 99% of traders out there that just do random stuff in the market and don't know at all the fuck what they're doing. So to recap overall, quick principle is that you want to break down your goal of making $2,000 per month into process goals. What things you want to achieve 3 months from now, 1 month from now, break it down between months. and you pretty much know what you have to do. It's just a matter of writing it down, doing it yourself, and following through on your words. And question of the day for today, I kind of want to know, what is one thing you guys know you should work on but didn't work on yet? Let me know down below, and give a like. Of course, if you enjoyed this video today, all the links will be down below for the templates, and you guys let me know how you use them. Tag me on social media if you ever use them and if you print them out on your desk, which I highly recommend. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Still enjoying here in Grand Bay. I think it's gonna rain soon, but the weather is still always nice, and the environment is nice anyway. Ciao.